Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. Today's tutorial is a easy Halloween makeup tutorial. I chose this particular look because I was going to Halloween Horror Nights at Universal Studios and costumes and masks are prohibited at the event. So I took that to mean face paint is allowed. Enter mermaid face. All you need for this look are fishnet stockings. I know, all you need, right? Like, these are gonna be readily available in your closet. I got this from the Halloween store. We have a great big Halloween store in Orlando on International Drive, and it has everything you'll ever need to create a costume. It is also open year-round, which I don't know why anybody would need to be a scary witch or a sexy nurse when it's not Halloween. There's a lot of ready-made costumes for your pets as well. I got this little pirate hat for my little chihuahua. So make sure you're following me on Snapchat because I'm definitely going to put this on his little head and make him take pictures. He hates, like I hear him right now running around because he sees that I have this in my hand. He hates this. He's the nicest dog, but when it comes to putting anything on his body, like a sweater or a costume, he gets furious. See this little guy? So he, yes, watch what happens. See? He's so pissed. He hates this. He is just... Come on then. So when you see those pictures on Snapchat or wherever I post them, you'll know how hard it was for me to get him to wear this thing. So I went there to pick up these fishnet stockings. These were just $10. I also bought a pair of false lashes. These were blue and gold tinsel, but when I put them on alone, they just didn't really make my eyes stand out. So I actually am wearing Huda Beauty's Scarlett lashes, and I thought the lashes were nice and mermaidy long, like mermaid long. You know, mermaid, does mermaid have long lashes? Mermaid long. And FYI, if you live in Orlando or plan to go to Halloween Horror Nights, it was so great this year. I do not watch a lot of horror movies. I do not watch a lot of the TV shows, but as a makeup artist, I really enjoyed the detail that went into all the homes, all the costumes. It was just amazing. I mean, even in the dark, you could just see everything. It was this year for the first time, I went on a VIP tour. I was just lucky to be able to go. It is so worth it. Like, I would never go to Halloween Horror Nights again without doing the VIP tour. Whether you have to save up for it or not, it's just completely worth it. In 3 hours, we went to 9 haunted houses, all 9 of them, and the Bill and Ted's adventure show, Halloween show, and in 3 hours, all of it. We saw everything, and we had like front row seats. Basically, VIP tour, you get there around 7, and they actually have a really nice dinner before you start the tour, and make sure you eat right away because they take the food away, which I didn't know, and I didn't eat any of the nice meatballs. Okay, then you have a tour guide, and the tour guide actually walks you to each of the haunted houses, gives you a little bit of a preview, and it just explains either the urban legend or the movie that the haunted house is based on, and then just walks you right in ahead of the lines. And the lines, this was a Wednesday that I went, and the lines were about 2 hours for every haunted house. So previously when I've gone, I've never gotten to see really more than 2 or 3 haunted houses. So this was just a really great way to see it. If you've never done it before, look into it. I apologize for the change in the lighting because I'm filming in front of my window and the sun is coming in and out. Not that I mind, because is really enhancing the highlight in my fishnet. Like, the lighting is really helping my look. And also, I am finally on Snapchat, and I actually had a lot of pictures and videos of Halloween Horror Nights and the tour on Snapchat. So if you're not following me on Snapchat, follow me on Snapchat so you can see those things in the future. Okay, the sun, I love you, sun, but you gotta quit because you are just like stealing my thunder. And now, on with the show. Okay, I'm going to prime my face first with this Laura Mercier primer. I love this primer because it's a water-based primer, so it feels really lightweight going on my face. Then I'm going to apply this foundation. This is my favorite foundation. This is the Nars Sheerglow foundation in the color Tahoe, and I'm going to dot it all over my face first, and I usually use this technique. It helps me get an airbrushed finish, and I think it's because when I dot it on my face, the foundation warms up a little bit, so it just allows it to go on really smooth when I buff it in with my foundation brush. And the foundation brush I'm using is the Morphe M459. For concealer, I'm using the Nars Creamy Radiant Concealer in Biscuit, and I didn't apply too much, especially the night I was going out, since obviously I'm going to be outside and it's going to be in the dark, so I didn't really feel like I needed as much coverage. So after I apply, I'm using a damp beauty blender to blend it out. And if you haven't used a beauty blender before, just remember you want to soak it in water and then remove or squeeze out the excess water. And then I actually put it in a paper towel or just like a towel and squeeze it again to make sure there isn't too much water in the sponge. And so you just want it to be really damp. And then you will have a nice, flawless finish. I'm using Ben Nye's banana powder to set the concealer. I'm only setting the concealer. I'm not going to set the rest of my face, and I did that purposely because when you set your face with powder and then you put this colorful shadow on top of it, the colors don't shine through as brightly. Like, it just reduces the brightness of the color. I'm not sure why it does that, but that's what happens when I set my face with powder. Now I'm going to pull the stockings over my head, and make sure you avoid that seam when you put it over your head, because otherwise you'll end up with a line straight down the middle or somewhere on your forehead, and it's not attractive look. It's not an attractive look. So make sure you avoid that seam. I did that the first time I did this, and it was hard to fix that area. So make sure you not only avoid the seam, but also tuck your hair in well and pull back the stockings. Make sure it's really nice and fitted. And this really does help because when your stockings are really nice and secure on your head, the scales will definitely be more defined and the edges will just look better because the layers of the color are going to pack on evenly on top of each other, and then it's going to allow for like this 3D look. So it's going to create some dimension. I'm using the Urban Decay Electric Palette for the shadows, for the scales. Feel free to use whatever colorful eyeshadow palette you have on hand. This is a really good palette. It's a classic palette. It will be available at stores. It is expensive though, so I wouldn't buy it just for this look because you can really accomplish it with any eyeshadow palette. Just make sure if you're not using a high-end shadow, you definitely want to have a primer on your face so that the color will be picked up on your face. So what I'm doing is I am using the color Chaos, and I am using my Makeup Geek buffer brush, and what I'm doing is I'm putting the brush into the shadow and just kind of pushing it into the shadow and then picking it up and then pushing it on my face. So as you see, after I push it onto my face a couple of times, I'm going back and picking up more shadow. And I'm doing that because I want the color to come out really bright, really vivid. And because of my darker skin tone, that I need more of that shadow. And again, I did this a couple of times before I actually filmed this, and it did not come as bright if I didn't use this technique. So the first time I just kind of swiped it on, and the blue just was, again, not as vibrant. So make sure you pick up the color and pack this on well. Next, I'm using the color Urban, and I am going to use the same technique in terms of packing on the shadow. However, I'm going to take it a little bit further in, so I'm not going to be placing it directly on top of the blue or the Chaos. I want to leave about like a ½ inch to an inch of the blue around the perimeter of my face. So it's going to be strictly blue around the perimeter, and then it's going to start blending in with the Urban, with the purple color as I move toward the center of my face. And you can use any combination of colors here. Obviously there's green and pink in this palette, and I just liked this combination of colors for my skin tone, and that's why I chose them. I'm applying a layer of the purple, the Urban, on my nose as well because I wanted some scales on my nose. I actually did some scales on my chin as well the first time I did this. If you were following me on Snapchat, you would have seen it, and it just looked like I had a beard, and it was really weird. I just couldn't get over it, so I decided to just leave it on my nose and not put it on my chin. Yeah, I don't need another beard, really. I'm going to put a little metallic gold eyeshadow on my cheekbones to highlight, and I'm using the Milani Bella Eyes Gel Powder Eyeshadow. This is in Bella Gold, and it just added a really beautiful highlight onto my cheeks, as well as a third layer of shadow, which created a really nice dimension. So sorry about the barking, guys. I moved Jimmy. I'm so used to his barking that I didn't even realize he has been barking a lot through this video. Sorry. Okay, and now for the unveiling. Be very careful as you pick the fishnets up over your head because you don't want to, again, erupt the shadow, the dimension that we created from the 3 layers. So slowly lift it off your head. Check and make sure you didn't miss a spot, and if you did, just take a small brush and fill in the spot. Now I'm going to prime my eyes with the Urban Decay Primer Potion, and I'm going to rub that in from my all over my eyelids and up to my brow. And again, I'm not going to set the powder here like I did not set my face where I put the scales, because the color will be much brighter if you don't set your eyes with a powder. So just applying the primer, and then I'm going to go in with the Urban, the purple color. I'm going to put that into the crease, and it's going to take a while to blend out because we didn't set the eye with powder. So this takes some time because it's, number one, it's got so much color, and it's not the easiest color to blend out. But once you take some time and blend it out, it will blend out pretty easy. And I'm using the Morphe E27. I was really exhausted after this blending process, guys. Like, it took a while. So, just so you know, you should be a little bit tired when you're done blending your eyeshadow, because then you know you've done a good job. This is a NYX eyeshadow base in white, and I'm applying this onto my lid because it's going to make the blue pop a little bit more. You can also use the jumbo pencil, and NYX has a really nice jumbo pencil in milk. You could also use black, but I find that the white works best for me, and so I'm going to apply that on my lid, and then I'm going to apply the blue on top of it. As you can see, the blue is just very bright and vivid, and the white primer is what's helping it to do that. So, and same situation here, it's going to be a little bit difficult to blend out, so you want to apply it onto your lid, and the brush I'm using is the Morphe M421. Use whatever brush you have to pack shadow onto your lids, but I'm applying the color, packing it onto my lid as much as possible versus swiping it on, and I'm trying to fill in all the gaps where I don't see shadow. So that's kind of why I'm picking the brush up and taking the shadow across different places. So once I do that, here's a closer look. I am going to blend out the edges, but for now I'm just packing on the color to my eyelids. Now you see I'm blending out the color, and now the brush, it looks like it's covering my entire lid, but it's not. I am really just blending the crease out, and as I'm blending the crease, it's going to help the purple blend in with the blue. After I blend it out, I'm going to go back in with some more of the chaos. And again, you can skip this part, but I wanted the blue to pop, so I'm putting on a little bit more. The results should look something like this. I'm going to now do my brows with the Anastasia Beverly Hills Brow Definer in Ebony, and the edge of my brow definer was crooked. Like, I guess I hit the cap when I was opening it up, so that's why I took a brush and just started applying the product from the pen onto my brows. So with my brows, what I do usually is I'm really just filling them in. Like, I have certain areas where I know I need to fill in quite a bit, and then others I just kind of need a little swipe of color, because that's how I like it. I don't really like to have structured brows. And fortunately, I have a lot of hair on my brows. They're just like in all different areas. Some areas have a lot of hair, some are sparse. So again, my method for my brows is really just filling in sparse areas. Next, I'm going to line my upper lash line with a black liquid liner, and the liner I'm using is NYC Liquid Eyeliner. This is a really inexpensive liner from the drugstore. I'm just doing a line over my lids, and you can see I'm winging out a tiny bit, and that's just because I don't want like a sharp square, but I'm not doing a wing because the lashes I'm using are going to be nice and winged out. And then I'm going to be using L'Oreal's Carbon Black Voluminous Mascara on my eyelashes, and this is just, I'm applying this so that the my fake lashes blend in well with my real lashes. I'm using Huda Beauty's Scarlett lashes, and so as I mentioned earlier in the video, I had bought a pair of eyelashes from the Halloween store, these blue and gold tinsel eyelashes, but when I applied them alone, they just did not look like they did in that picture there. They were not voluminous or long, and you could really honestly barely see them. So that's why I layered them on top of my Scarlett lashes, as you can see, and when I removed them later, it did not ruin the Scarlett lashes, so you're good to go. I've already went ahead and applied the lashes onto my lids, and I will be doing a how to apply false eyelashes video soon for you. Now I'm going to apply about 2 or 3 coats of mascara on my lower lash line, and I'm adding that much mascara because I want it to be nice and thick to match the upper lash line. Then I'm going to line my lower waterline with a blue eyeliner, and this is the Marcelle waterproof eyeliner in Indigo. I got that as a sample from my Birchbox subscription. For my lipstick, I am going to be using KatVonD's Love. This is such a pretty purple color, and it is a really great formula, as all of her liquid lipsticks are. It glides on so smooth and so easily, and isn't patchy or anything like that, so I didn't even need to use a lip liner. That's really rare for me. I almost always use a lip liner when I'm using a lipstick. And that's the final look. I hope you guys enjoyed watching this tutorial. Thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe if you haven't already, and see you in my next video.